Hi, this is Marva Nichols, host of the HueDat Podcast on MTMV Sports Network, and I have the Coach Hugh Jackson in our virtual studio, and we will be right back.
I believe we gonna dominate. Dominate.
Hi, this is Marva Nichols, Miss GSU 1991-1992, and I have the Grambling State head football coach, Coach Hugh Fired Up Jackson, here with me tonight on the HueDat Podcast. Hey, Coach Jackson, I missed you. How are you doing?
How you doing, Queen? I'm doing well.
Man, I'm doing so much better since my partner in crime is here with me tonight. I'm telling you, I'm so glad to have you. You were a little under the weather last week, and so Coach Simon stepped in for you, and it was a fantastic interview, but I'm so glad to have you back. So look, let's get to it. So Grambling football, the G-men had an impressive performance against Texas Southern. They utilized a strong ground attack, amassing 282 rushing yards in the game, and Chance, Lamborghini Williams, he just kills it every time. He led the rushers with 176 yards and a touchdown on 17 carries, while Floyd Chalk contributed 96 yards and 2 touchdowns on 19 carries. Oh my God, Coach, tell us about that awesome performance on last Saturday.
No, it was. Those two young men you just mentioned, Lamborghini Williams and Floyd Chalk, they did an outstanding job of running the football. But I think, as we all know, that means the offensive line needs some kudos as well, because they were opening some holes, and quarterbacks has to get us into the right checks, and the receivers have to block. It's an offensive unit effort. And I think they did a really good job. They had a goal going into the game. They wanted to rush for 250 yards, and we were able to accomplish that.
Oh, wow. They exceeded their goal. So that's phenomenal. And yes, let's talk about QB Miles Crawley and wide receiver Lyndon Rash had 2 great connections last Saturday. But tell us again about other offensive players that stood out for the Grambling Tigers in our victory over Texas Southern. Particularly, again, we have I call them the 3 horsemen now. Let me tell you who they are. They're Chance, Chalk, and Elder. That's who I call the 3 horsemen.
Well, the 3 horsemen, they're going to always be battling every week for us, because they're all tremendous runners within what they do. But I'm really happy to see that all those guys are getting carries and getting opportunities. But when you talk about guys who are kind of unsung heroes, I think of Antonio Jones. He made a huge play in the 4th quarter. We were backed up.
Number 19, correct?
Number 19, absolutely. Yes. He went up and made a tremendous catch that led to the last touchdown drive. And it was 3rd down and 4. And people don't really speak to that. But that was the play that, to me, sealed it for us. And so he went up and got the ball. Miles put it up there, made a tremendous play. And I'm so excited for him, because I think he's coming into his own. He's playing really good football for us. I'm excited for his future here, and just great things in front of him.
Yeah, he's He's had a couple of great catches since the season started. He's very he's tall. He can jump. He grabs that ball and he secures it. Now I think he got hit when he caught it one time in the game.
Yeah.
It was a
Oh, he
fumble.
I know. Yeah, he did. He got
Yeah, he was, but it wasn't really his fault. He got hit hard.
it's his
He went
fault.
in-
You got to hold on to
It
the
wasn't his
ball for him.
fault.
You can't be letting the ball go. So he knows that,
Absolutely.
and that's
Absolutely.
unfortunate that happened. But at the same time, he got to learn and grow from that.
Yes, but Antonio Jones, Queen Marva, I know your name now and your number, and we look forward to seeing more from you, young man. Also, were there any specific offensive strategies or game plans that helped Grambling dominate on the offense?
No, I think at the end of the day, I think our players, wasn't so much about strategy. We think we're a really good running ball club, and we think we can throw the ball pretty well with the best of them. And I think you've seen our ground game be what we think it could be. I think we dropped some balls, very uncharacteristic of us, during the game. I was a little disappointed in that. But the quarterback's putting the ball on the money. Guys got to make some catches for him. They did make some catches for him, but we got to continue to do so as we take this journey through conference play.
Well, Coach, I just want to congratulate you and the G-Man on being the #1 offense in the SWAC conference as of, going into, week 4. And I'm just so elated. That's light years from where we were last year. And I'm just excited for what is to come. And so even though we really played well on the offensive side of the ball, we did have a lot of penalties, and we have the most penalties in the SWAC, and we have concerns about that. So, Coach, kind of give us insight. And I know this is a weekly conversation, but hopefully every week we're getting better. What have you implemented in practices and even in meetings about depleting some of those penalties?
No, we've talked about them. I don't run from the situation. It is my responsibility. We are the most penalized team in the conference. I show that. I show our guys exactly what the penalties are. We look at the penalties. And when it's all said and done, it comes down to discipline. It comes down to our football discipline, and we got to get better at that. I have some shoelaces that I gave to them that says more discipline equals more wins. And so we have to really buy into it. We can't be the team is the most penalized team, because at some point in time, it's going to rear its ugly head and bite us, when we don't want it to. So it's something that we are making a huge emphasis on. It's something I talk about a lot. It's something that I don't want them, though, to be afraid to play the game. There's going to be some penalties that are very uncharacteristic that's going to get called on us. But the concentration penalties are the one that bother me, the offsides, the illegal procedures, those things. We're getting personal foul penalties in the heat of the moment. We got to cut those. Those are things we can control. Sometimes the official might make a bad call because they're doing the best they can too. So I can live with that. But those, we got to slice this in half. I want to get it to where it's not 11 a game. We can get to where it's 5.5 a game or 5 a game. We're improving. Until we do that, I don't think I've solved the problem.
Yeah, and we all are looking forward to that. And I know you are, Coach, and I know you preach and teach it. All the coaches are preaching and teaching, and even teaching it, and even the team leaders are doing the same. And so thank you for giving us insight, and we are believing that things will get better concerning all the penalties on all 3 phases of the game, right? But wanted to ask you, how do you feel the defense performed in containing Texas Southern's offense and preventing them from matching Grambling's scoring?
Better. I thought we played better. We gave up 271 yards. We gave up 2 of 13 third down conversions. We didn't let the team run up and down the field on us. I thought that was important. Did they score some touchdowns? Yes. We got to continue to keep people, in front of us, and don't let people have the big plays they've had. We were able to match it on offense. We're not going to play shootout football, as I've heard somebody say. That's not going to happen. We're going to just continue to get better defensively. We're going to continue to get better offensively. We're going to continue to get better at our special teams. It's still early in the season. We got a long season ahead of us, and we just want to keep getting better. I'm very comfortable with what Coach Thornton's doing there. He's definitely challenging the guys. They're getting better, and we just got to stay after it.
Yeah, some of the fans are concerned about the secondary and the corners and some of the plays that were made on us. And
Mhm.
so how are
And
we
Marva,
gonna
Marva, I respect that. You know, there's
better known as the G. I'm black and gold down from my head to my feet. You can tell I got that
I say to
tight.
everybody, we all feel that way. It's not just them feeling that way. It's myself. It's our defensive coaching staff as well. And our players as well. There's things we need to do better. I don't run from that. And so we understand it. We understand it could be a problem if we don't get it corrected, but we're working every day to correct it. And sometimes it's not as easy as people think it is, you know, and so we're gonna stay after it and until we get it right. But we're gonna get it right. We're so close to being what I think we should be, but we're not there yet. I'll be the first to tell you that. But every week we have an opportunity to get some things shored up and get better, because it's only gonna get, you know, harder and harder, more intense and more intense, because we're gonna keep winning. And we're going to have an opportunity, you know, to make this thing happen. And we got to make sure at the end we're ready to go.
Absolutely. And thank you for your honesty and transparency, Coach Hue Jackson. You've been that way since you've been with us. And so I do thank you for that. Let me ask you, what impact did the victory against Texas over Texas Southern have on the morale and confidence of the G-men?
You know, I think this team's a little different than last year's team. It's a little more veteran. It's a little bit more my team. I think we understand that we can play with anybody if we're focused and we're ready to play. And that was the next game on the schedule. It was a conference game. It was at home in front of family and friends and our supporters. So we were excited to get the win. And we know that we're in the West. In order for us to lay claim to the SWAC championship, we got to win the West. So that was a huge win for us. We got another one coming up this week. And so it propels us into the next week, understanding what the next game is. And my team, our staff, the players, is all about eliminating distractions. It's all about getting better. And that's all we talk about. And that's all we're looking forward to doing.
Yeah, last week and this week coming, the battle, I call it the clash of the cats, the Tigers against the Panthers and the Tigers against the Tigers last weekend. And so do we have a special game plan for Prairie View? I know that they have, you know, a couple of good running backs and they can score. And so how do we go into
we can too.
Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, no, we don't. We're not afraid of anybody, Queen Marva.
I know that's right.
Look, they're a good football team. We think we're a good football team. There's going to be two good football teams in that stadium. A team that takes care of the football, take care of the quarterback, plays good, sound defense, plays good, sound offense, and special teams in all three phases going to win this game. And I think it's going to be the G-Man, because we're working extremely hard. And I'm not running from that. We plan to go there and dominate this game. You know, that's what we want to do. We're not. I have a lot of respect for the coach. Coach McDowell is a tremendous man, tremendous coach, and they have a great program. But so do we. And we're chomping at the bit to play the game. I won't forget last year. My first experience through all these classic games were what it was, and so I don't forget.
That was tough. That was tough.
And I can't wait to get there. I can't wait to get there.
Oh, you just didn't have anything to say. You were just your lips were button tight.
Oh yeah. No, I seen it. I know what it's like to get my butt kicked up over my shoulders, and hopefully our fans can see that we're making changes. And maybe to them they're small, but there's been some huge changes. You just said our offense is first in offense. Well, we were never close to that a year ago. So that means that's improvement. Our defense was not where even though people still see some leaks here and there, we're higher up than we were a year ago. You know, so we are making improvements. And I just say, hang with us, keep supporting us. We're going to get there. There's nobody working harder at this thing than we are. And we want to make everybody proud. And this is our job. And we understand that. And so we understand this is about winning. And that's what we're trying to do.
Well, Coach, you know, I'm proud of you. And I tell you all the time, I'm with you until the wheels fall off.
They
And
ain't falling off, baby. They just go.
they ain't fall, baby. We gonna keep going.
Putting some new wheels on them. We're gonna keep on spinning.
And let me tell you, Coach, you have me so fired up on the videos. I say my coach is preaching now.
Oh yeah, it's so important to connect.
Dominate.
Yeah, you gotta. It's so important to connect with these young men on a different level. I learned so many things myself a year ago, and like I said, I feel like this is more my team. This is more my staff. I have tremendous confidence in what we're trying to do. I know where we're headed. I know what we can be, and I'm not going to stop until we put this place back to where it's supposed to be, among the elite, and we're on our way. I mean, I hope everybody can see it. It's little pieces here and there, but we're on our way, and we're going to get there.
I believe everything that you're saying. And like I said, that video about dominating, and then I said manifest. After I watched that over and over again, I said, now dominate, and now we gotta execute and manifest via discipline and just playing with heart and from our souls. And so again, I just want to thank you for being on with me tonight. I know the fans are enjoying this conversation we're having because the excitement is coming back, Coach. It's coming back. And guess what? I'm flying out of Chicago. I will be in Dallas. Okay. Now I don't know if I'm wearing a cowboy hat, but I will be in Dallas on tomorrow, and I will be there to root on my favorite team in the whole world, the G-men of Grambling State University. Now, Coach, I've been, interviewing some of the players the last couple of weeks, and so we've had this pick one challenge, and so we have some of the sharpest uniforms in the conference, and so I've asked each player what is their favorite uniform, and how would they, set it up. They tell me how they would wear this color shoe and spat and this. I gotta ask you. I need you to pick one. Tell me or tell us, what is your favorite uniform?
My favorite uniform, as for the G-man, is when we put on that all white.
Oh man, I think it's three.
Yes,
three of you all.
When we put on that all white, man, look at here. It's go time.
It's go time. It's so clean.
Yes,
it's
it is.
Beautiful. It's just, I know you all are men, but I mean, it's just beautiful to the eyes. And that helmet pops it with that G-man on the back. Oh yeah, Lewis, he picked the all white and he is really wearing it. And man, you guys are sharp, and you represent us so well with how well you look in those uniforms. And so, Coach, tell the fans what you want them to know, and just give
what I really want them to know is that this team is really working hard. That it's so important to them to restore the rich history, tradition of Grambling State University football. We get it. We talk about it all the time. There's some tremendous men who've come before us, blood, sweat, and tears, and given their all. And we want to restore that. We know we haven't been heard from much for a lot of years, and we're bound and determined to get it back. And it's these games that are coming up the next several weeks can really catapult us to where we need to be, but we want our fans there. We want our support there. We want people in the stands rooting for this football team. These young men deserve it. They're working hard. They're sacrificing a lot. And all we ask is that you hang with us. It ain't going to be perfect all the time, but we're going to chase it every single opportunity we get, and we're going to land on something great. Yes, and you're right. Nothing is perfect. No person, no team, no situation. But what we can do is be on purpose, right? Yes. And our purpose is to stop that 5-game losing streak against Prairie View. It's time for that. We're gonna stop that losing streak on Saturday. That is my belief. And so as we wrap up, I want to recite a scripture: speak those things that are not as though they were. And so I'm gonna say, in the words of Coach Hugh Jackson, we will dominate. We will dominate. We will dominate. Let's go, G-men. Coach, I love you, man. Thank you for coming on with me tonight.
Again, G-Men, we love you. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, and God is with you. And as we always close, it's all good, it's all God, and it's all Grandma. Thank you, Coach, for being on with me.
Thank
tonight.
you.
See you
All
in
right.
Dallas. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, it's Queen Marva. Thank you for joining me on the HueDat Podcast. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace out.